So today we are talking about loops, specifically while and for. Loops let your program repeat something over and over instead of you writing the same line 100 times. Once this clicks, things like processing a shopping list or checking every row in a spreadsheet become trivial. Let's get into it. Before the code, let's define our words. A loop is just a block of instructions that runs again and again. One trip through that block is called an iteration. An iterable is anything you can walk through item by item, like a list or a string. And an index is just the position number, starting from 0. Think of a while loop like leaving the light on as long as someone is in the room. As long as the condition is true, the loop keeps running. Here we start count at 0, and while count is less than 3, we print it and add 1. In short, while means keep going until the condition turns false. A for loop is like handing out name tags one by one from a list. You just go down the list until it's empty. Here we have a list of fruits, and for each fruit in that list, we print it. Python handles the counting for you, which is why for loops feel cleaner when you already know what you're looping over. Sometimes you just want to count, not loop over real items, and that's what range is for. Range 5 gives you 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice it stops before 5. You can also give it a start, a stop, and a step like counting by twos. In short, range hands you a made-up sequence of numbers to loop through.
Break is like slamming the brakes the moment you find what you're looking for. Here we're searching a list, and the second we hit 15, we print found it and break out, never checking 16 or 23. In short, break exits the whole loop right now, no more iterations.
Continue is different. It's like skipping just one song in a playlist, not turning off the music. When number equals 2, we skip printing it, but the loop keeps going for 3 and 4. Here's the trick. Break kills the whole loop. Continue only skips the current lap. Now here's a weird one that trips people up. Loops can have an else clause. The else runs only if the loop completed without hitting a break, kind of like a search that finished with no match. Since our list has no for, we never break, so the else runs and prints our message. In short, loop else means I finished the whole loop without bailing out early. I shipped the infinite loop version of this once. Friday deploy. Never again. If you forget to update the variable your condition depends on, the while loop just never stops and your program freezes. Always double check that something inside the loop moves you toward the exit. Another classic slip-up is expecting range to include the stop number. It never does. Range of 1 to 6 gives you 1 through 5. 6 is excluded. When you're not sure, just print the range as a list first and eyeball it. In short, range's stop value is a wall you never touch. So when do you use which? If you know exactly what you're looping over, like a list or a range, reach for loop, it's safer and less likely to run forever. If you're waiting for some condition to become true, like a game running until the player quits, that's a while loop. Honestly, for loops are the safer default, so lean on them unless you truly need while. You can also put a loop inside another loop, which is handy for anything grid-shaped, like rows and columns in a spreadsheet. The outer loop picks a row, and for every single row, the inner loop runs all the way through its columns. It's a bit more to track, so use it only when you genuinely have 2 dimensions to walk through. Let's recap. While loops run as long as a condition holds true, for loops walk through items and something directly, and range gives you a made-up sequence of numbers to count through. Break jumps out of the loop entirely, continue just skips the current lap, and that odd loop else only fires if you never broke out. Keep shipping. See you tomorrow. Small channel, so a follow genuinely helps.